Do you remember a couple of weeks ago when we started doing a live stream and I said, for some odd reason, I'm losing my voice? Do you remember that happening? Just
Who are you?
Yeah, okay. Well, you could try that too. I was going to say, just say yes. Just say yes.
Where am I? What am I doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that. Are you still losing your voice?
Well, I hadn't been, and all of a sudden tonight, I feel like I am again. It's like raspy, and I'm having trouble. Not trouble speaking, but it's just like takes a lot of energy to speak words here. It's very strange. I think it's stress.
Well, you're giving your daughter away this week.
Oh my God. I thought giving something away was free. Like it didn't cost you anything. It didn't cost the person receiving anything. Apparently giving your daughter away is a very, very expensive proposition, I'm learning. Holy cow.
Yes, and they, in the old days, they also used to give a dowry at the same time at the party.
Yeah, but that was usually a goat, like a goat or a cow or something, Goat
and a chicken.
And a chicken, yeah. No, I'd gladly give the goat and the chicken instead of what this is turning out to be. But yeah, it's going to be a good weekend.
Weddings are stressful no matter what.
Oh,
I mean, I don't care how perfectly planned it is, how little you spend, how much you spend. The only easy wedding is running to Vegas and having Elvis marry you while you're drunk.
I agree.
That's the only easy one.
You know what? I would have gladly have spent the money to have her do that, and maybe even I could have flown, a bunch of friends and family along with it, and still have it been significantly less expensive than what this has turned out.
And they still would have had money to buy something.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
I don't know. It's just interesting that the traditions and what they are and how they spiral. And all I know is that when I got married, our reception was in a who are the guys that have the hats, the horns, the
water buffalo?
The Elks Lodge. It was in the Elks Lodge.
Water buffaloes from the Flintstones, I think.
Right. But basically those guys. It was in their hall, which is actually pretty cool though. But and they staffed the bar and they had 25-cent beers. Yeah, it was amazing.
It's a good way to do it.
We just had to make a donation and had a great time.
Yeah,
but
it's a good way to do it.
I look back at the money I spent on, and it wasn't that much compared to nowadays, but
the thing is I think what my daughter has missed, and listen, I'm very, very happy for her. I mean, the fact that she found Fuzz, who everybody who's met has watched our streams. He's a filmmaker, and he's been part of some of the stuff we've done. He's helped us out a little bit. He's the one that got us into Bailey Seton Hospital. I'm glad they found each other. They're made for each other, and they can put up with each other, which is even better. So I'm very, very happy for her, and it's going to be a great weekend. There's no doubt about it. But one of the things I think,
how drunk are you going to be?
I don't drink anymore, so I might have a couple of drinks if I get on a roll, maybe more than that. I don't know. This is going to be the problem. I am going to feel like I need to get my open bar's worth. So I might be drinking just to get my value out of the open bar. 6 hours of open bar. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't drink either anymore until this last weekend, and I'm around where we camped out at with a bunch of the lawnmower racing buddies, and I'm drinking a Coors Light, and then here comes the whiskey and and I'm still hungover, and it's been 2 days, 3 days, 4 days now.
Oh boy.
And I still feel it. I'm just like, blah, I don't want to do nothing. I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's why. And the thing is, I used to go out with my buddy, him, Sacco. We'd go out and have beers once or twice a week during the week just to kind of have some social time. And COVID ended that. And when you get out of the habit of it and you don't do it, then there's no appeal to it anymore. It's really strange how it all changed because of the COVID restrictions.
You realize that you don't like people, and COVID made you realize you could just stay in your cave and don't have to deal with people. So why the hell do I want to go back?
That's true. That's very, very true. And this probably has a lot to do with it. Slactastical, thank you for the well wishes. Scooter too. I just want to answer your question. He's a filmmaker, and he does not do documentaries, but he does horror films. And by the way, when the word documentary, I get razzed on because I pronounce it that way. Most people say documentary or documentary or something like that, and I say documentary.
Documentary.
Yeah, I say documentary. I pronounce all the syllables. And
but that's how That's how Google says it when you do translate, right?
Which
documentary.
I'm not sure of what Google says.
Like when you go to as I call it, documentary. When you go to that word and you hit the little sound button, so it says it for the deaf people. I think you're right. It does say a documentary.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just the way I've always said it. My radio days, as you know, Britt, I'm a bit of a stickler when it comes to speech and audio and all that stuff. And so that's just
you're as brutal as Mrs. Plumley, my 9th grade English teacher.
Well, you provide a lot of material, my friend. I have to tell you.
Oh man, let me tell you, I was worse back then. And she, and she had on like this caked on makeup, and she was like 9,000 years old. It's like a mummified person, and she drank black coffee and smoked.
Oh God.
And then she would come and get in your face like this to tell you how bad and you're just like, oh, at least you smell good.
Hey, Pam, how are you? Good to see you. Hi, Crystal and Danielle and Crystal again. Yeah, everybody, I hope we all had a great weekend. Heather, good to see you. Elderberry, hello. Nice to see you, too. Britt and I just decided, because it'd been a long weekend. Britt was racing, and I was dealing with the weekend before the wedding stuff that I was having to do. And we hadn't communicated, done much other than our normal posting, so we thought we'd just jump on for a few minutes, say hello to everybody. As you can tell, I'm losing my voice. I don't understand why, but it is a little weird right now. But there's something else I wanted to point out. Oh, so what I was getting to when we were talking about the wedding stuff and how you said something about you understand traditions and all this. Something has changed, because when I got married, I really had very little involvement in the planning of any of it. And in fact, it was my in-laws that did all the planning. It was an event for them. And I think traditionally, weddings and wedding receptions have been an event for the parents of the bride. It's their celebration of their daughter moving on with her new life. And somewhere along the way, it's turned into a fairy tale event for the bride. It's not the same thing. And that's why it's gone from a reasonably priced celebration event to this monstrosity of an expense. And it's just bizarre. It's really strange how it's changed.
Well, I mean, again, in my personal opinion, it boils back to fake book,
Probably.
Everybody, it's keeping up with the Joneses. It's we all have that friend that we know that their life is a freaking train wreck. But when you see their Facebook page, it looks like it's, rainbows and unicorns. And that's why I call it fake book.
Yeah.
And that's what they want to project to the world.
Yeah.
And, it's weird. I mean, me personally, but then I'm a man. But you see, we're men, and men think different than women.
Yeah.
It just the way it rolls.
Yeah.
And I mean, me personally, I wish although I got divorced, so I would have gave it to the lawyers anyways, but the amount of money we spent on our wedding, we could have put down on a house.
Yeah. And
we didn't. We had the party and
I'm a big fan of old movies. I watch a lot of Turner Classic Movies, and you watch these movies. And
of course you do.
Now, granted, it's not particularly realistic where people meet and within 24 hours they're talking about getting married. That generally doesn't happen. I understand that. However, frequently in those old movies, and this I don't know if it happened a lot or not, but it seems like the norm was that you go to the justice of the peace and you have them have the justice of the peace marry you, and then you have a little party in your house. And that seemed to be the common practice or process for weddings back in the 30s, the 40s, maybe the 50s. I don't know. Again, I'm romanticizing a bit here through these old movies. But man, that makes a lot of sense, because the amount of money spent on one day, not even a full day, about 6 hours of a day, is just insane. Insane.
In the membrane.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's your only daughter. You're going to walk her down the aisle. She's going to be happy, which is going to make you happy.
Yeah, nice try.
And life rolls on.
Nice try to cheer me up.
And you did your duty.
I need to read.
I'm glad you don't have two daughters.
Yeah, I am very, very thankful right now I don't have more daughters to go, because my life would have to change significantly to be prepared for that. I want to read this, Frank.
No more chasing ghosts?
I don't think you're out of.
I can't.
Yeah, that's as you know, our little adventures are expensive propositions. And despite the fact that we do get a little bit of help from people who decide to support us by subscribing, and thank you so much for that. But it only scratches the surface. I wouldn't be able to do things like that. I wouldn't be able to be. I've been retired for a lot of years. I call it retired. I'm not really retired. I am just not working for anybody. I do my own thing. For a lot of years, I've been able to do that. I wouldn't be able to do that probably any longer if I had multiple daughters going through this. I need to read this for you because I know you're not looking at chat, but Dennis Lynn Fields, do you know who that is? You might know them.
Maybe.
You might know them from Facebook. I don't know, but it says, Britt, hello from Florida. Talk about the St. Augustine Lighthouse, please. Like almost 20 years ago, my friend had some mischievous spirits follow her home from there.
St. Augustine was the one, I think I was sitting on the floor and Amy was in the bedroom, and whatever was walking around the common was, the big claim there was that, they heard footsteps everywhere. And if I remember correctly, I was sitting on the floor or sitting on the steps, and I felt something walk right frickin' by me. I mean, I heard and felt the impact of whatever it was walk right by me, and there was nothing there.
Yeah.
But I don't remember anything being really
malicious or mischievous?
Pissy or mischievous, whatever that word is.
Mischievous.
Mischievous. I don't remember anything being mischievous there, but, maybe your friend opened herself up or lipped off to the wrong ghosts. So the ghost followed you home. But that was a cool place. That had some interesting activity there. I would go back there.
Pam Harris, a good friend of ours on Facebook's, in reaction to me talking about the expense of this wedding, says that expense explains why the funds are not there for you to have me as a driver to Tennessee. LOL.
There you go.
Yeah. Danielle Marie Martin says Steve and I are going to the courthouse. Might have a barbecue in the spring. See, I think that makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
Man.
I think about all the race cars I could buy with what you spent.
Just the investments. Imagine if when somebody starts out, if a family has the means, when a child in that family is getting married, imagine taking, I don't know, $50,000 and putting it into some kind of investment for them. Where's that going to put them at retirement? 30 years down the road, 40 years down the road.
Right.
That'll set them up for a hell of a retirement if they just leave it in there for 40 years, 30 years.
Or the starter house.
Or the starter house. Either way, yeah. Either way. But an investment of some kind.
Yeah. And a house is an investment. But yeah. Yeah. You know what I did today, though?
What'd you do?
I uploaded audio to the subscribers.
Yeah, talk about that. What are we doing with that?
So I finally, now that I'm done racing and I'm got rid of my hangover, 4-day hangover, Jesus. So I found, remember when we were on the first floor of Bird's Mansion and you went into that little GIMP box room?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you heard that shuffling in there when you were outside standing next to me? And
I call it the caged room. I call it the caged room because they had that caging on the window.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like the thought of you in the GIMP box, but that's just me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Anyway, so I have that clipped out. Well, actually, it's a whole file because I had that recorder running that we set on the what was it, bumper pool table, whatever that thing was.
Yeah, it was bumper pool. Yeah, it was bumper pool.
Bumper pool?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I set that recorder there, so it's like 31 minutes of audio. But honestly, JV, we have probably, because I was looking at all the audio from all the cases, we probably have 7 hours, 8 hours of audio to go through.
Yeah.
So I put up 30 minutes. We'll see how this works. I hope it works great because I'll put up the rest of it. And if we can all just start taking bites of it and listening to it and seeing what we can get out of it and what's there, just
yeah.
So if you're a subscriber, it's up there. And then just in the comments when you're listening to it and you hear something of interest, timestamp and what you think you heard.
Yeah, that'll be really
post it up.
That'll be really helpful. The other thing I think we're going to do, and Britt and I have just talked about this as we do our debrief from these investigations. And again, we did 3 locations in 10 days, 2 nights each location. So it's 2 nights investigating and a day of travel, 2 nights investigating, a day of travel, 2 nights investigating, and then a day on each end of it for travel. We did a lot. And one of the things I think is going to help us down the road is we're going to do a bunch of different things. But one particularly as it relates to the audio files, I think we need to be more focused with our EVP sessions. Make a clear start, clear stop, do the EVP session, keep it in nicely encapsulated. And when we upload those, it's not 3 hours of audio you need to listen to. It's going to be a 20-minute EVP session or whatever it is that will have our audience help us go through and listen for anomalies. Because we had some great locations. This last trip we had some great stuff.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I noticed when I was skimming the audio, looking for something to upload to see how this goes, is we weren't very disciplined
not at
on
all. Yeah, not at all.
The opening tag of where we're at and the closing tag.
Not only that, but like you know what it was like, because we had so many people at some of these rooms that there's no way to control the noise. So when we upload that stuff cold for people to listen to, they don't have any of that perspective. Like they didn't know. Right. They might not know that there's 7 people in that room doing this EVP session. Yeah. So when they hear something other than your voice or my voice, to them that may be something that they can't explain. When we know, oh yeah, we had the Ghost Sisters in there, and we had Erica in there, we had Todd in there, we had Danger Close, and whatever it is.
And that's why we're asking for them to post a timestamp and what they think they heard, so we can then go listen to it, and then what we'll do is when we do one of these live things down the road is we'll start bringing them up and sharing them with everybody and seeing what everybody thinks. We'll debunk what we know outright as somebody's. We'll debunk what we can debunk because we were there, and then whatever we have left over that leaves us scratching our heads, we'll put it on the public side, and we'll have discussions about it and see what people think.
Yeah, Pam Harris says if the audience uses headphones during their during the listening to the EVP session, they could hear something probably more clearly. Using headphones helps a lot when you're listening to those EVP sessions. You pick up so much more, especially when you use headphones that are closed ear headphones. And Russ says we used to do 15-minute EVP sessions max with rigid rules on start and stop with strict tagging. The old boss was mean. Well, and Russ, that's the way you're supposed to do it, and that's the way Britt and I have done it for years. It's just, as you've seen, if you watch the live investigations, you know how chaotic it can be. One of the things that frustrates Britt and I more than anything is that in order to bring the quality of the live stream that we do, the TV quality presentation that we bring through, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, he and I have to be very, very involved in the technical aspect and the production part of it. And it's not really what we want to be doing. What we want to be doing is the investigating. No. But because we have to be involved right now, because we are a crew of 4 basically, and we have to be, there's just not enough hands to do it if we're not participating. So we often don't get to observe some of the protocols that we might normally observe when we're investigating because we're distracted or being called to the command center or whatever it happens to be. So, and we're going to get better at making sure we kind of pull the reins a little bit and bring the boundaries closer to where they need to be. Anyway. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of audio, and the video is probably 5 times as much, just so you know. There's a lot there. It's literally 7 terabytes of stuff on that hard drive.
I know. We have so much data between video and audio and still photos and I finally finished pulling all of the the stationary cameras footage off. I finally got all that done. And the way we have to do it, as you know, Britt, the audience may not, is when we pull it off of the DVR system, we then have to run it through a program called Handbrake to reformat it so it can be used in our with our editing software. And that process takes forever. I would basically, one night of one cam of one location would be a 24-hour process, pulling it off and filtering it through that program. So,
but it is what it is, and we have fun, we do enjoy it. It beats digging ditches.
Well, that's for sure. Although if we weren't digging ditches, we wouldn't be able to afford doing this. So we have to keep digging.
Pretty much.
We have to keep digging the ditches until we get up to.
I just finished a catio today that goes right in the savings account for travel at the end of the month.
Yeah, no, we have to get up to we need to get up to like 5,000 subscribers. So we've got a great start. Yeah. We're in double digits, but we got a long way to go. Yeah. So keep the subscriptions coming, folks. They help so much. I know it's only $5. on Facebook at least. But that helps us so much, especially when there's a bunch of you doing it. So keep doing that for us. Thank you. Yeah. And also the super chats in YouTube and the stars in Facebook, that helps. And in Twitch, it's cheering, or I think it's called cheers in Twitch. That helps so much. And anybody who's been able to do that, thank you so much for doing that.
And if you have Prime, you can subscribe to our channel on Twitch, and they give us a little stipend for that. It doesn't cost you a thing, but just tie your Twitch to it, or your Prime to the Twitch account, and subscribe to us.
And for those of you who need a translation, when Britt says stipend, he means stipend. Just so you know.
Yeah, that stipend, stipend, stipend
with a P.
Stipend.
Yes,
stipend. Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Words are my second language, fucker.
I know. Let's see here. So we've got a couple of. You just reminded me. I've been so focused on the wedding here that I haven't really paid attention. But in 10 days, 11 days, 12 days, 15.
Yeah, it's been a while.
We're going to be back on the road. we're going to be back out on the road. We're going to Ohio. We're going to the Brownella Cottage, which, by the way, if you follow our Facebook page, you probably saw that I reposted a press release the Brownella Cottage did, because they're really excited to have us there. And the Ghost Sisters will be joining us for that investigation. And then we are going to be traveling to Tennessee. But on the way, we're going to stop at Point Pleasant, West Virginia, site of the Mothman sightings.
Hey, did we find someone that's going to give us a guided tour?
Not unless you did. I haven't had a chance to do it.
All right, I'll look around. But yeah, I think we find a big open field. We point our cameras up and we see if we could see something flying around.
Yeah.
Although if something comes down and swoops and takes me away, that's going to be a little scary.
Yeah, well, as long as we catch it on film, I'm good. Thank you, Roseanne. Thanks so much for the congratulations. I think we'll certainly do that. But even if we just walk around the town a little bit and do a little live thing and talk a little bit about, maybe we do some interviews of people on the street, see what they think. We'll have some fun with it. But anyway, after that, then we're going to the Ura Shrine in Bristol, Tennessee, and doing a 2-night investigation there. So again, back-to-back investigations.
That'll be intense.
Yeah, the whole thing's going to be quite an event. And both investigations that we're doing on this trip will be in collaboration with the Ghost Sisters. They were a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to working with them again, and we will be here. Yes, Scooter, we're coming to Ohio. That's right.
Ohio. Yeah. Wow. Crazy. And then, more ghosty stuff and more evidence, and another hard drive has to be bought. And
I know.
It's like we need a crew to help us review. I'm hoping the subscriber thing will work, that using the Facebook platform will, the video files will transfer, or the audio files will transfer fine, and people will be able to hear it fine, and that's what I'm hoping for.
Speaking of Ghost Sisters, Mandy has just checked in. Now, Mandy, I had actually texted her just before this show started to see if she wanted to jump on the stream with us, because I thought she could talk a little bit about their experiences when we were at Bailey Seton Hospital, and she's also investigated these two locations we're going to before, and she could have given us some more insight. But she's actually setting up for a weekend-long event. I don't remember the name of the event, but it's a big festival. I think it's in the town that she lives in or close by, and they're going to be there all weekend. She's doing readings. I think she said she has to be there at like 8 in the morning, and she's going to be working until 10 at night, both Friday or Saturday and Sunday. I don't know, whatever it is. And it's called the Popcorn Festival, or Pam, or are you just making that up? Mandy, put it in the chat. Let people know it's the Popcorn Festival in your hometown. Okay, just put some information in the Facebook chat, Mandy. Let people know when, where, and where you're going to be if they want to stop by and say hello, so that people can do that, because you're doing readings and stuff. I'm assuming it's just walk-ups. You don't need appointments if you're doing readings at your table at this festival. But either way, just put it all in the chat so that people know. Yeah.
And then we'll read it out loud too. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And not only are we bringing Tyler, I'm bringing my daughter, Riley.
Yeah,
also.
so we're bringing another member of the Griffith family into the mix here. What's she going to do? Camera? Is she going to sit at the command center? What do you think she's going to do?
She'll do whatever. She said she'll do whatever needs to be done. She'll run cameras. She'll observe Chad if that needs to be done. She'll, torture James, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we could put all three of the kids out and let them do their thing too. She's genuinely into the paranormal and knows how to investigate and run she grew up with me, so.
We need to buy some more. We need to buy some more cat balls before we head out there. We've lost half
we need
of
more cat balls.
Our supply.
Yeah, and unlike Tyler, Riley loves to travel.
Okay, good.
So she'll be on our off day. She'll be going, no, Dad, let's go here, let's go there, let's go see this, let's go see that.
Oh boy, Dad's gonna be like, I'm so tired.
I just want to sleep. Leave me alone, you crazy winch. No, but. That'll be fun.
Yeah, will be a good time. So we've got.
And then if Tyler gets slippy, we'll just fire him and put him on a Greyhound home.
Oh.
Get him a bus ticket home.
Yeah. Well, we've got those 2 investigations coming up. Again, like in 10, 12, 13, whatever it is, not far. It's right around the corner. We'll be doing those 2 live. And then we're working on our October plans, trying to figure out what we want to do. For that, obviously Halloween month, so it's pretty exciting. A lot going on, so we're going to try to fit some stuff in there. One of the things I wanted to kind of talk about here, because we didn't have anything really prepared. I wanted to mention one of our morning questions that I had posted. Which day was it? I don't know what day it was, and forgive me, I'm just trying to get it ready here so we can look at it. But I like this. I like the question, but I was really excited about the number of people that responded to it. And the question was, deathbed visions are a common phenomenon. Some see relatives, friends, or people they don't recognize. What do you believe they are? And we had, all in all, about 500 comments to that question. Wow. And when I wrote that question, I was specifically thinking about my experience when my mom passed away and her time in the hospital. She was in the hospital for a year before she died, and she was in and out of what was called an encephalactic. I always get that word wrong. An encephalactic coma, which is a coma caused
encephalactic coma. Encephalactic.
Yeah, like encephalitis. It's a variation of encephalitis.
I can say encephalitis.
Yeah, so can I.
Also snuffleupagus.
You can say that really well. I'm impressed. But anyway, it's not really a coma as we know a coma, but what it is, it's basically she would go to sleep. It would be caused by toxins building up in her blood because her liver was failing, and they had a medication that would make her evacuate all of those toxins, and then she'd come back and she'd be alert again for a while. But anyway, during the process of all that, she would go into these periods where she was really unresponsive, and then she would talk about seeing people at the foot of her bed in the corner of the room. She talked about she got attacked by one of these things, whatever it was, and there was always a guy with a hat. She's like, "Who's the guy with the hat? Who's the guy with the hat?" Is really bizarre stuff, and I know, and there was other people. That was my closest experience with that, hearing those stories so very, very directly. But I've also been with others who have talked about the same thing, and it's really, really common. And I wanted to know what other people thought about that, and if anybody else had that type of experience. And based on the response that we got and some of the comments that we got, this is not only common, but it's strikingly meaningful to people too. Mostly in a good way. Most of the time, people report their loved ones seeing relatives that have predeceased them, coming maybe to welcome them, to help them transition, to help them cross over. They have really, really beautiful stories about that. Sometimes it's something more sinister, though. And I don't know. Have you ever looked into any of that, Britt?
I mean, the only thing I have personal experience with that is a friend who had a near-death experience on his motorcycle, and he told the story when he was in the hospital because he wasn't supposed to live, and he didn't see the white light or any of that stuff, but he did talk about his father, who was passed at the time, having an interaction with his father in the hospital room, and seeing, people come in and look over his body, and he's like hovering above, that kind of stuff. But I personally have not experienced anything remotely like that.
No, but so I guess my question to you now was that did you see anything? But you haven't been sitting at the side of someone who is on their deathbed talking about this stuff ever, or have you ever done an investigation where that was somehow related to the investigation in any way?
Oh yeah, we would investigate houses where people would talk about when their mom was dying, grandma was dying. In this room, she was talked about, people coming to the doorway for them. So, I mean, yes, to that, but I've always been one or two steps removed, unfortunately.
Okay.
I mean, I would love to be able to, freeze my brain, kill me, let me figure it out, and then bring me back. What was that movie where they did that? Where they, it was a horror movie?
Scanners, not Scanners.
Not Scanners.
Shoot. Can't come up with a
name.
Right,
there's a movie made about it, right?
Yeah.
Chad will help us here in a second as soon as it catches up.
Right. Just looking at some of those comments.
Yeah, but I'd totally be down for that.
I did some interviews with people who've had those personal experiences, like near-death experiences, where they were dying and they saw things. And I remember one specifically, and I don't remember the gentleman's name, but he had a very, very horrific experience where these creatures, these beings, these whatevers showed up at his hospital bed as he was dying. And they acted very, very kind and very, very welcoming. And once he left his body, it became a completely different scenario where it was very evil and very sinister. And he fought and fought and fought and escaped it all. And he ended up being resuscitated and revived, so he was able to talk about it. But Flatliners, thank you, Amanda. And Paisano Paranormal, Pete Leonard. Flatliners, yeah.
That movie scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah. But anyway, so this guy had this horrific experience, and he said that they fooled him and they made him think that they were there to help him, when in fact they were there to steal his soul. That was his take on it. And wow, that was a scary story. Yeah.
Wasn't it a Twilight Zone movie? It was a Twilight Zone episode where the guy had died and he had his dog with him, and he was going down the path, and he came to the first gate and was like, the dog can't come in. The dog, and he was just like, I'm not going without my dog. He goes, this is heaven in here, but the dog can't come. And then he kept on trucking and got to the next where it just opened up, and the guy said, you're in heaven now. And he's like, well, what was that back there? Well, they wouldn't take the dog because that was hell. So there is it's going to be, I mean, I don't want to die tomorrow, but it's going to be interesting to see, what do we go to? Where do we go? You got Flatliners that had that idea, and there's so many movies that kind of put their spin on what death is.
Yeah.
And what's afterwards.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
The first movie I saw that played that, he was dead the whole time thing was Jacob's Ladder with Tim Robbins. You remember that movie? Did you see that movie?
I do remember it. I don't think I ever really watched that movie.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's pretty good.
Is it worth going back and watching?
I would say it is. It's kind of a horror movie, but it's almost a mystery. And I gave you the ending already, so you already know how it ends. But there was that, and then what was it? Final Destination movies? Was it Final Destination or those movies?
There was Sixth Sense with Bruce Willis.
Yeah, that one. You know what? I liked that movie, but that has so many plot holes that I just can't handle it. I can't handle it. That was not the best of the movies where the guy died and the whole time he was dead. You didn't realize it until the end.
Yeah, I can't watch those movies because those horror movies, I can't watch the gore. I can't.
Yeah, well, Jacob's Ladder isn't a gory movie. It's not. I just don't like it. It turns me off. I mean, there was a time when gore was okay for me, but I like more intellectual horror and more atmospheric horror as opposed to the blood and guts stuff.
Maybe we should start a horror review channel.
Well, we had tried that. I think I think we could do it again. I suppose we keep doing full circle stuff. We keep going around and around.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't do it because I couldn't watch the gore.
Maybe we should try a channel.
It was a little hard to review movies that I watched like this,
where we drink and play games and we do all. Maybe we should start one of those channels. Oh wait, we did that too.
Yeah, we did that.
I just want to update a couple things. Thanks, Russ. He also had Flatliners in chat here, is letting us know what the film was, as did Laura. Thank you. But Ghost Sisters, Mandy says we'll be selling Ghost Sisters merch. Mandy will be doing readings. It is the Popcorn Festival in Marion, Ohio. The Marion, Ohio Popcorn Festival. What I want to know now is, why does Marion, Ohio have a popcorn festival? And how does it have any connection to the paranormal, or are you guys just going to be there, Ghost Sisters, just to represent? That's what I want to know next.
I wonder if there's a lot of cornfields, so they make a lot of popcorn.
In Marion, well, maybe in Marion, Ohio. That's possible. Lisa says, my grandfather saw and was reaching up to my grandmother as he was dying. It was beautiful, really. Yeah. I mean, that is there is kind of a comfort in that, to think that maybe some of the people that you love who passed on before you actually come to receive you as you get ready to pass on, and they kind of guide you to the next life. That's a beautiful thought, and I really, really hope there's truth to that. I hope that's exactly what's happening. I do too. I really hope that's what's happening.
Yeah, because I'll get lost if someone doesn't come get me.
Yeah, you will. Jesus, you'll forget. You'll be in your underwear in bed looking at your phone. You'll forget that you won't know what to do.
Oh, I died? What? When did that happen? How come no one told me?
Yeah. Anyway, it's one of my favorite topics of discussion when we get into this stuff is these deathbed visions. It's pretty cool stuff, especially because I know that so many people who have spent time with a loved one as they were failing has experienced that. So anyway. I'm going to do one more thing. I don't know if you've got anything else, but I'm going to do this because this has been going on for 2 weeks now. We've talked about, my dad died in January, and his parents and brother came for him as he was laying there talking to them. Wow, Laura, that's really, really cool. And Russ says, come on, it's Ohio. They need as many festivals as they can get, and they have corn. Easy. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, we've been hanging on to this for a while. So we did the psychic challenge where I had the three shapes on the card. Yeah, so I have the card here, and I'm going to show you what the result was. It's a little less ceremonial than we would normally do it, but I've got an excuse this week, so you'll have to bear with me. But anyway, here's the card. Can you see it? Circle, square, triangle. That was the answer. So go back and look at your guesses. We'll do it at some point, but go back and look at your guesses and see if you were close. Circle, square, triangle.
Huh. That's exactly what I had.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. I'm sure that's what you had. Let's see. D says, I had a patient who saw her hairdresser's husband, and she didn't even know he had passed the week before. Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Oh.
That's pretty cool. There was one site where they took one letter of or on and gone. What? Oh, geez. Haas is in chat. He's talking about some funny websites. A few weeks after. Okay. Yeah. It's all good stuff, and I appreciate the comments. We weren't going to keep anybody very long. We just wanted to do a quick update, let people know we had these investigations coming up. Marion is 51 miles north of Columbus and 88 miles from me. Scooter, well, you should go to Marion. You should go check it out. Go say hi to the Ghost Sisters. They're great. They're wonderful. They're fun. I mean, I feel badly because there's so many people that are checking in now, but yeah, we really didn't intend to be on very long. We're like, yeah, let's just do a quick update, let people know what we've got.
Just a proof of life.
Let them know we're still here. Let them know we're still here.
Yeah, we're still here. We're just got life is in the way right now.
A lot of stuff going on,
and a little bit of whiskey.
You drinking whiskey?
Unfortunately,
Brett? You drinking whiskey?
No, I did over the weekend, and it killed me. I was hoping to have, audio stuff up and some video stuff up for the subscribers, on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I was too hungover to even process anything yesterday.
Oh, nice.
and I drank on Saturday night. So put that all together.
Yeah.
It's a 4-day damn hangover.
Well, once again, I'll offer a plea for folks to subscribe and help support what we're doing. As we mentioned in the beginning of the program, these investigations take a lot of resources, both from the travel perspective and from the equipment that we need to get to be able to do it. All that stuff, it requires a lot of resources, and we're happy to do it, but we love and we are grateful for any support that you can give us through subscribing. And as we continue to ramp up, we're going to offer additional benefits and bonuses to people who are subscribers. So the earlier you get on board on the subscription train, the better, and we appreciate it. It helps us so very, very much. And you can do that on Facebook easily. There's a thing that says Subscriber Hub. Now, I got a message over the weekend, Britt. Somebody said they tried and were getting an error. I know that was happening in the past. I thought it was fixed. It's not our fault. It's Facebook's fault.
So Facebook thing.
I'm hoping that it's not coming back. But one of the things that I did know when it was going on, when that was happening, it was something to do with the phone, with the app. And if you went to a computer and logged in to your Facebook account, you could actually get it done on the computer. So if you're having trouble on your phone, if you go to a desktop, or a laptop, should be able to get it done. Also, you can subscribe to us on Twitch. And if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can actually do it for absolutely nothing, free, and we still get credit for it by just connecting your Amazon Prime account to our channel. It's very easy to do, but it only lasts for a month, and you got to renew it each month in order for it to stay
every
active.
time.
And it helps us, and it doesn't cost you anything. And then finally, if you're a YouTube watcher, there is no way to subscribe on YouTube because they haven't opened up that option to us for some reason. We don't know. We
qualify for it.
Yeah, we meet all the criteria, and they just keep giving us a runaround. So we're going to hopefully get it at some point, but we don't have it yet. So the way you can help us on YouTube is through Super Chats. They're always very much appreciated and very, very helpful, as Big Hair Tsunami knows, because Big Hair is the king of Super Chats. We appreciate him very much. Yeah. So I'm losing my voice here. It's getting worse as we're going on.
Yeah, we should probably shut up so that when you give your daughter away, you can actually enunciate and do the speech.
Yeah. See, I don't ever remember the father of the bride giving a speech, ever. Is that a thing?
Everybody gives a speech. Yes, everybody gives a speech.
Speak of Big Hair Tsunami. Hello, my friend, our friend. Thank you for that super chat. Wow, what a guy.
Big Hair's out of control.
Yeah, we appreciate that very much.
We're gonna have to bring him on an investigation.
Yeah, well,
then he can just hand us.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out because anybody who supports us that much deserves to go out on an adventure with us for sure. We have to make that happen in some way.
Deserves or gets punished.
Yeah, right. I guess we could look at it either way. Gets punished by going on an investigation with us. Mandy made it home. Good. That's good to know. I'm glad you're home safe. Have a great weekend, Mandy. I know you got a lot going on there at the Popcorn Festival. But okay, guys. Well,
those photos.
I'm delaying ending this because people are still coming into the chat room and talking to each other and us and everything. And but we're going to let you go. And this weekend, you probably won't.
JV's dying.
Yeah, I'm losing my voice. You won't be hearing much from me, given what I got going on here. But we're going to be gearing up for the investigation coming up. Let me just get that date. It's the 22nd, Britt. Is that right?
See, I fly on the 21st. So if I fly on the 21st and then we investigate the next day, yes.
22nd, yeah.
That's.
Okay, so it's 2 weeks from Friday, this coming Friday, 2 weeks from Friday. So we basically have 16 days. Okay, good. That gives me a little more time to get my head around it. Okay, good.
That gives me time to build some catios.
Yeah, build some catios. We got to buy some cat balls. Are you wearing one of your cat shirts? Is that what I see?
Hell yeah, I am.
Let me see.
Let me tell you, this is the tie-dye one with the cat face on the bottom.
I love it.
I tell you what, my cat clients love them when I show up.
I think that's hilarious. We should get a commission now. We should get a commission on that.
Yeah,
we're helping you close those sales because you're wearing those shirts.
Pretty much.
Oh, man.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right,
oh,
guys.
my God.
All right.
Fun times.
Thanks for being here, everybody. Big Hair, thank you for the super chat. Very much appreciated. Thank you to everybody who's considering and anybody who does end up subscribing on one of the platforms. We appreciate that, too. Britt's struggling over there. And, yeah, so, man,
I'm ready for bed.
We gotta come up with a device that pumps oxygen directly to your brain because it doesn't seem to ever be getting enough oxygen. Ever.
No.
I don't think it ever.
Because I got a big coconut.
Yeah, well,
it takes a lot of oxygen.
I share that trait. You and I think the only people in the world that wear like 4X snowmobile helmets. I mean, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 7 7/8.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, everybody, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you at some point, probably on the other side of the weekend, and we'll let you know what's going on then. We appreciate all of you, and thanks for your support, and we'll see you. Bye.